Helicopters join the fight in War Thunder. Soul Worker announces a major content update with plenty more on the way. Guild Wars 2 celebrates 6 years strong, and ooh, look, it's a shiny new mech game, and it's headed to open beta. What's up, guys? James Blonde here with a weekly recap for gaming news and announcements of the week of August 31st, 2018, and it is definitely a shorter week of news as we lead into PAX, but either way, starting out the news this week, Soul Worker announced at Gamescom recently that a major content update is on its way, on September 6th to be exact. 8 new dungeons will debut in the game, as well as a new hub city called Grasscover Camp. New quests, NPCs, and a level cap increase from 55 to 60 are also part of the new content. But that's not all. Haru Estia, I think that's how you say that, will also receive a class advancement, which will add 6 new skill sets, a secondary weapon, and a new outfit. Can't forget that new outfit. Gameforge has also announced continuous updates to follow, bringing a significant amount of content to Soul Worker each month, so be on the lookout for more updates. On a similar note, En-Masse released their next major update for their anime beat-em-up closers this past week. Wolfgang, the new character I mentioned in one of the recent recaps, is finally here. And in addition, as I mentioned before, the German localization is now available for testing. Wolfgang joined the team this past Tuesday, and En-Masse is actually hosting a level up event, granting anyone who reaches level 50 with him by September 4th, 500 EMP. That's not bad. Of course, to prep yourself for doing so, you can check out an exclusive interview about Wolfgang that the guys at MMOHuts.com put together, linked in the description below. Interesting enough, Guild Wars 2 actually turns 6 years old this week, and to celebrate, ArenaNet has posted a video and infographic showing off how they realized their ambitions for their living world. The Guild Wars team also talks about how they plan to raise the bar for the final episode of Season 4 and tease the setting of Season 5. 37 episodes have been released so far across 4 seasons of the game, which have doubled the size of the game overall. In addition, over 120 tracks of new music were added, and over 650 achievements have been introduced in Living World. Of course, each season brought with it new story content and locations, new PvE instant raids and fractal challenges, countless balance patches and improvements to PvP, and even seasonal in-game festivals with unique rewards and events. Most recently, the 3rd episode of Season 4, Long Live the Lich, added the Roller Beetle mount, which is a speedy, dune-hopping companion who is the first mount to actually debut in a Living World episode, which is pretty cool. The infographic itself is really impressive, and according to the team at ArenaNet, there is still plenty more Guild Wars 2 action to come. Next up, only the bravest warriors of Neverwinter have been called by Lord Neverwinter himself to investigate the Vistani wanderers outside of Protector's Enclave. The Ravenloft expansion made its debut on console this week, featuring the new Castle Ravenloft in-game dungeon, the Barovia Adventure Zone, classic D&D scenarios to experience, and ultimately a showdown with Strahd himself within the walls of Castle Ravenloft. This, a meaningful day-to-night cycle, Taroka card collections, and so much more await in this update. Tons to enjoy for console players. But in another piece of Neverwinter news, Cryptic Studios announced that Acquisitions Incorporated, the famous D&D party created by Penny Arcade founders Jerry Hawkins and Mike Froelich, I think that's how you say it, will be featured in the newest module to be added to the game called Heart of Fire. The story takes players across the Sword Coast on an adventure penned and voiced by the webcomic duo alongside Amy Falcone as Walnut Dankras. The update also brings with it a new headquarters in Protector's Enclave, a profession systems overhaul, and a new skirmish. Lots of exciting stuff happening with Neverwinter. For more details on this, head over to the site post at MMOHuts.com, linked in the description below. Going in a completely different direction now, a massive update rolled out globally for World of Tanks Mercenaries on console this week to celebrate the game's reaching 17 million players. Update 4.6 features a ton of new content, like a new artillery camera, which is kind of cool. The new trajectory view comes alongside the bird's eye view and allows players to follow a tank's shell from the camera that's lowered to the ground. Who'd have thought? The update is absolutely massive, and to cover all of the new tanks, the balance changes, and actually take an entire video on its own, so Make sure you check out the patch notes at MMOHuts.com to get all the glorious details. On a very similar note, Gaijin Entertainment announced this week that with update 1.81, combat helicopters will actually be joining the fight in War Thunder. Beginning with Soviet and US choppers, players will be able to fly an increasing number of copters from the Korean and Cold War periods. Other nations, of course, will receive helicopters in future updates. The choppers themselves will have their own research trees and will be available as soon as players reach their first rank 5 aircraft or tank of the corresponding nation. The Valkyries will include several helicopters of rank 5 and 6 for the United States and Soviet Union, with players able to choose from a wide array of authentic designs and weapon presets, including fixed and rotating cannons and machine guns, grenade launchers, cannon and launcher pods, different calibers of unguided rockets, bombs, as well as anti-tank guided missiles. Initially, players will be able to use their helicopters in combined arms battle in all difficulty modes. With their ability to hover and fly at low altitude at reasonable speeds between 200 and 300 kilometers per hour, helicopters particularly excel in ground attack duty compared to assault aircraft or tactical bombers. At the same time, those characteristics make them potentially vulnerable to attacks from both the ground and air, especially when hovering still above the ground. Therefore, helicopter pilots must learn to use their maneuverability and surrounding environment to their advantage by stealthily hunting for their targets and evading incoming fire using their surroundings. With future updates, a dedicated helicopter versus helicopter game mode may be introduced, with them also potentially becoming a part of the game's air battles. This is a significantly huge update for War Thunder, definitely a game changer. I wonder how long it'll take for Wargaming to follow suit. The race is on. And finally, for our last bit of news, Octobox Interactive, developers of Blazing Core, Knights of the Future, announced that it'll be entering open beta. Following a successful alpha test, the open beta will begin on September 7th. Blazing Core has players take control of mechs in tactical 3v3 battles. The game features extensive customization options, and as players progress, new weapons and upgrades can be unlocked for the mechs to gain further advantage in each match. 2 game modes will be available in the beta, a series of rounds to capture the enemy base by destroying opposing mechs, as well as a capture and protect mode. Now, the gameplay here honestly doesn't look half bad. Kind of reminds me of a less dystopian Hawken, with, of course, slower paced mechs. Could be really cool. It also could be another recycled mech game. Hopefully not. We're gonna see. But anyway, guys, that's about it for all the major news and announcements for this week. Like always, thank you so much for your support. For more information on the news topics, check the links in the description below. Feel free to discuss the news or more news in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Until next time, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.